It's been a couple of days since I dropped the video, but I'm back and I'm back refreshed. Y'all went crazy on that Jay-Z video, so why not do another one? This is gonna be from my boy Flacco. We got some more bad news about Jay, man. Funny enough, my cousin did say that last year that, he was next, but we're not gonna waste no time. We're gonna get straight to it. Make sure you like, sub to the channel. If you're watching these videos, I appreciate y'all. And yeah, let's not waste no more time, y'all. Let's get straight to this reaction. And oh, by the way, don't worry, I'm getting it locked in a couple of days. So anyway, let's get to the video.
The Jay-Z and Epstein scandal has gotten so much worse since our last update. It has literally caused a civil war, an all-out war in the culture. Before we get this video started, if you're
your money, bro.
in this track,
your money,
so the Epstein files were released yesterday. Now, when the Epstein files were released, this document was included in the Epstein files, and it mentioned Jay-Z. Now, when Epstein was initially arrested in 2019, there was a tip line that was opened by the FBI where anybody could call in and leave a tip about Epstein. The feds opened up this tip line because they believed that, the Epstein information they had was only the tip of the iceberg. Now, somebody called into the tip line in 2019 and they left a tip. Now, they claim, that they was abducted and they were by Epstein on multiple occasions, that they were during parties. On one occasion, she was abducted from her home and she woke up in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z at Epstein's mansion in Florida. Now, she would claim that when she woke up in the presence of Jay-Z and Weinstein, Jay-Z stood by as she got by Weinstein when Weinstein inserted his fingers into her bodily autonomy. Now, again, she didn't really list nothing that Jay-Z did particularly, but Jay-Z even being there and watching, minor being by, Epstein and Weinstein, that's still bad in all. But the story itself began to break down when she claims that she was abducted 7 times, that the didn't stop until 2006 when she would have been well into her adult ages. So all in all, if you hate Jay-Z, you believe this. If if you like Jay-Z, you don't believe it. And it's causing chaos online, right? Now, the one part of this that's being heavily scrutinized is this William Barr excerpt, right? So she claims that Leon Black and the current United States Attorney General, William Barr, was present during some of the occasions of it. The iHeartMedia Jay-Z defenders ran to the timeline to defend Jay-Z by attempting to point out what they would claim is wrong information or something that discredits the entire tip line transcript. They would claim that when the person claims that the current Attorney General, William Barr, was present, that they were incorrect because William Barr served as the Attorney General in 1991 to 93, and he was not the Attorney General in 94. So, they lied. So hence, the entire tip is discredited. But it looked like she rushed to Jay-Z's defense a little too soon because when you scroll down, she was brutally fact-checked. The FBI report describes William Barr as the current United States Attorney General at the time of his filing in July 2019 when he held that position, not in 1994 as he claims, because, the report or the FBI tip line was in 2019 and William Barr was the AG in 2019. But nonetheless, bro, listen, at this point, if you're somebody who supports Jay-Z, then you look at this and you say, bro, this is a tip line. It was never really investigated. It wasn't found credible, right? So, what? We're just, assigning blame now, especially with allegations this heinous off a tip line. If you're somebody who don't like Jay-Z, you're of the, approach that Jay-Z is a terrible human being, one of the worst human beings to ever live. So you believe every single detail that comes out because you already think this about.
Now, hate is a really strong word. I wouldn't say I don't hate Jay-Z, nor do I dislike him. I mean, for myself personally, he's a good artist. He's a musician. And for me, that's all I look at it like. I don't know the man. I don't know him personally or nothing like that. I don't even know that nigga favorite color unless it's blue. Maybe it's blue. Maybe he said that. I don't know. But, I will say, Jay, he been ducking all of the fire that's being thrown out, all the fireballs that's been thrown out. When you think about all of, brothers that they done got, they got Bill Cosby up out of here, they got Diddy up out of here. Who else? um, to name a few, and I'm sure there's others. Kanye got him up out of here. Um, R. Kelly, they got him up out of here. Well, I mean, that was bound to happen with R. Kelly, but yeah, Jay for the longest has been doing a fantastic job with just keeping his name out of this. And when his name has come up in a lot of this stuff, he's fought back. You know, his legal team have been fighting off anybody, any and everybody who's been trying to make, these allegations about him. But I don't know how much longer he can keep them off his tail, because it seemed like somebody out there wants him bad, and then recently they dismissed the court case about that kid, that guy being his son. They packed that up, got that up out of here because he refused to do the DNA test. So, yeah.
Jay-Z. You just don't have the proof. So this is going to be your proof. You're going to hang on to it. But Lauren LaRosa got tore up, bro. Like, if you go to these quote tweets, Lauren LaRosa got tore up for being like a Jay-Z puppet, right? Somebody tagged her and says, Lauren LaRosa, not only is this post a pathetic display of your bias in media coverage, it also displays your lack of reading comprehension. The report does not say William Barr was the AG in 94. It says William Barr was the current attorney general when the report was filed in 2019. So people is at her, bro. People says, look at these pro-pedo people of all of a sudden, they could never try to moral grandstand or virtue signal ever again. 50 Cent wasted no time. As soon as this news dropped, 50 Cent ran to his Instagram to let it be known that he's working on a Jay-Z documentary currently. So the caption stated, damn, they got your man's Jay in the Epstein files. I got to do a doc on this ish. Now, 50 Cent don't be bluffing, because we thought 50 was bluffing about the Diddy documentary. And now, obviously, we know he wasn't joking about that Diddy documentary, because the Diddy documentary was like #1 on Netflix. And, it made like Diddy's life just a whole lot worse. Diddy, I think, is like trying to sue Netflix currently because of that 50 Cent documentary. So 50, if there was somebody bold enough to go after Jay-Z, it's going to be 50 Cent. Now, do I think that Netflix and others would take the risk? I don't know, right? I think 50 might have to do this project on his own. Now, 50 Cent was not the only celebrity to go off on Jay-Z. Nicki Minaj, took her opportunity to get her pound of flesh on Jay-Z. Nicki Minaj went to a MAGA wedding last night, so she couldn't tweet about this Jay-Z thing at all. But tonight, her schedule was apparently free. So she started raining hell on Jay-Z about an hour ago. So about an hour ago, Nicki Minaj tweeted out, hey, what you doing? And then she quote tweeted, like allegations made by a Drake fan page where they claim that Jay-Z dated Foxy Brown when she was and took her virginity when he was 23. The page also claimed that Jay-Z was going out with Aaliyah when she was 17 and he was 26, 27, 28.
Well, according to Dame Dash, he said that Jay-Z and Aaliyah never dated. He was shooting his shot, but he didn't make it home. He didn't hit a home run with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he got past first base. According to Dame, he said that, a lot of people were trying to get at Aaliyah. She was pretty and everything like that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how these dudes, man, they get in the industry and you never see them taking a chick from around the way that they just know off the rip, that knows their every secret, their all their vulnerability, just been there. They never take those chicks with them. They always, for whatever reason, start moving around in the industry and they gotta get with this chick. And I know it's protocol, but still, man, like, this is just crazy.
They also claim that Jay-Z met Beyonce and started dating her. Now, listen, man, like, these allegations are not really new in regards to Jay-Z. I think we heard like Jaguar Wright like spew these allegations for years. But this is like, I think the first time where we have somebody on Nicki Minaj caliber with like 100+ million followers on Instagram. She probably, got something similar on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody's of Nicki Minaj caliber to tweet these out, right? Now, she did play it safe by claiming true or false. Jay-Z is in a whole lot of trouble, bruh. Now, she went off on TMZ too, claiming that TMZ didn't cover, the Jay-Z being named in the Epstein files because Harvey Levin was also named in the Epstein files. Now, this is where Nicki Minaj.
Yo, this goddamn Epstein files is about to be the kryptonite for a lot of niggas. A lot of niggas is about to get kryptonited out here because of these Epstein files. Jay-Z, Diddy, this person, that person. It's like, damn. Like,
Starts to really rain hell on Jay-Z. At this point, bruh, if I'm Jay-Z, man.
now Aaliyah was not 15 in that damn photo. You are not going to tell me she was no damn 15. She was way older than that. Like, come on now. She had to be like, maybe like 19, 20, maybe. Like, come on, y'all, they bugging.
If this is not true, if
like that picture is not from 1996. Like he's got on a Rockaware shirt. Rockaware was not out in 1996. See, this is what I'm saying. You got to watch the internet, man, because they will put anything and say we didn't have Rockaware in 1996. Rockaware didn't hit the streets until 99, 2000, if I'm not mistaken. And this is likely not 1997. That's probably like 99. The internet, the internet is crazy.
You wasn't messing with Aaliyah when she was this young, and you ain't meet Beyonce, or you wasn't messing with Beyonce when she was this young, at this point, bro, you got to start suing, bro, because the allegations are sticking. Nicki Minaj continued, and she says, are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing as a way of gaining and maintaining power? This right here is some serious accusations. Now, she never stated Jay-Z particularly. All she did was post this picture, which if Jay-Z is going to sue her, I don't know if this is, going to be enough for defamation. But, as she continued, if you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. All right, bruh. Right, here's where she started mixing like her MAGA nonsense into this, bruh. Maybe it's time for me to do some story times since I was trying to not say what I know yet.
I don't really think that Nicki Minaj needs to be really speaking on anything because ain't her brother a PDF or something like that? So, yeah.
They continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotages Rico is finding out about Billboard. First off, Nicki Minaj is not releasing that. Listen, man. Nicki, that's nonsense. You're not releasing that album, not because of the Billboard Rico, because currently, bruh, we're not buying that album. People are sick and tired of the MAGA Barbie, of the MAGA nonsense, bro. What you've done has been despicable, and you can't really come back from it. All right, so right now, people ain't really checking for that album, bro, and she knows better. Nicki Minaj knows if she dropped that album in May, it's a straight boycott of that album. Nobody is listening or covering it, and she's gonna flop, okay? Now, Nicki continued, and she says, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. You see.
Well, then, how long you been knowing this? Because you've been in the industry for well over 10 years now. So how long have you been knowing this? Because this isn't something that just hit your doorstep. You've been knew about this stuff because you're in the industry. You know about the cults and stuff like that, at least allegedly. So if you've been knowing this, why are you just now saying something? Because you didn't want them to cancel you? Like, you may have actually butchered your career at this point because you're, to the far right now. You should have just stayed neutral with it.
When your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood however the jig is up. Jay-Z.
Well, this is Satan's world. I hate to say that. And I hope I don't offend anybody when I say that, but just any and everything about life, is involving Satan. Like, we're working for money and things like that. I'm not going to get into all that on this type of video, but yeah.
He and the Illuminati rumors didn't just start with Nicki Minaj, bro. I remember being like a kid, like literally like 9, 10 years old, and they were selling like CDs of Jay-Z and Beyonce being in the Illuminati in my barbershop. Like I remember actually like buying one of those like DVDs and bringing it home, and like we was like watching it, and they was showing like slow down of Jay-Z throwing up this, talking about like this right here stands for the pyramid. Beyonce was transforming into demons while performing. So this is not new, right? Like Nicki Minaj tying this into it is new. Now, Nicki is being very careful, right? Because she will say things that would allude to Jay-Z, such as like the jig is up, right? Like, you know, Jigga Man, but she doesn't really say Jay-Z specifically. Now, she will go on and she will say, should I do a daily story time about who's been doing what? Now, she would also say, Trevor, who is Trevor? Right? Is Trevor Jay-Z? Like, who's Trevor? Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend, allegedly. By Trevor, is she talking about Trevor Noah? Oh, Trevor Noah hosted the Grammys tonight, so I'm assuming she's trying to say that Trevor Noah and Jay-Z is apparently dating. Yo, to me, bro, even if you hate Jay-Z, which I don't like Jay-Z not one bit, but I'm not, listen, man, I'm not believing it. Bro, this sounds like schizophrenic rants, bro. She continues and she says, they sabotaged my documentary because I spoke about that I suffered. They've been trying to.
I do find it kind of funny how all of this stuff that's coming out now has everything to do with us. And when I say us, I mean us. You know what I mean? Like, you don't hear about any of this stuff going on in other genres of music where you don't see us that often. But any and everything that has to do with any satanic activity and stuff like that, we are the face card for that. And it just blows my mind for real that that's the case. Like, why is it that every time something like this happens, it's all of the notable figures? Like, why did we have to ultimately be the ones to take that sacrifice or do whatever it is that they be saying about these industry people? Like, why did we have to be the ones to be the face card of that? Right.
Stall all my projects in hope I lose a bunch of money and beg them for help. Their leaders still think it's a joke. The destruction that's about to come down on them isn't funny. I told y'all to leave me alone. Now you'll understand why you should have just sat there and taken your meds. She continues and she says, imagine if a 30-year-old rapper was out here with a in this day and age, and how y'all would have had his head on a platter. The guy was hugging and humping on teens in broad daylight. Next, I'll get on the owner of the Shade Room and more. She continues, says, maybe I should discuss the brainwashing techniques they use. Then she reposted a picture of Jay-Z and Aaliyah, which is unclear if Aaliyah was not an adult in this picture.
Like, fam, come on, man. Let's do the Googles, because he clearly has on a Rockaware shirt. Now, again, I'm not caping for Jay. I ain't doing that. I'm just playing detective. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta pull up the facts. Let me see. Rockaware. Matter of fact, let me see. When did Rockaware? I know it was in the late '90s. When did Rockaware come out? Okay, Rockaware was launched in 1999. Aaliyah was born in 1979. So she turned 18 in 97. So she was already the legal age to consent, and she was already, Now, of course, for Jay is 10 years older than her. So that means he would have been 28, turning 28 the year she turned 18. So yeah, it's like, all right, that looks kind of crazy or whatever to a lot of people, but based on the law, she was of age. I mean, when you consider she was messing with R. Kelly and she wasn't, so that picture of these two, she was definitely old enough to be dealing with him. You know what I'm saying? But the internet got to sensationalize stuff, and that's clearly what Nicki's trying to do here. She's trying to sensationalize it, but you could see the Rockaway logo on his T-shirt.
Sure, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe she, maybe she wasn't. And she put "what in the F" hashtag predator in regards to Jay-Z and Aaliyah. She did, and this is about it, man. She, at this point, she's just trolling, right? So in regards to whether or not like Jay-Z is the top or the bottom, in regards to Trevor Noah, she put, "Isn't it obvious?" Then she retweeted Jay-Z and his son allegations. Now I'm gonna say this, man. Jay-Z at some point is gonna have to come down from his high horse and actually address some of this, man. Because right now, I'll be real, the general consensus when it comes to Rock Nation is that Rock Nation is evil. They're mean-spirited. They're behind a lot of evil stuff that's been going on in the industry. Folks, right now, if you poll people on Desiree Perez and Rock Nation, on rather than not they're the devil, a good 80% would probably tell you they don't trust Rock Nation. They hate Rock Nation. They think Rock Nation is devilish. They're demonic, right? And that's the general consensus. And that's because Jay-Z don't really address certain things. He don't really address certain narratives, which I think he should, right? I think you should come out and address how Desiree Perez was like allegedly kidnapping her daughter and get her institutionalized because she was dating a black guy, right? You should probably come out and address the fact that you snaked Colin Kaepernick and you snaked Jermaine Dupri, right? And you worked for Massa, right? Probably address certain things, because once you address certain things, right, it's easier for people to have a reference. Nah, Jay-Z covered this. Nah, Jay-Z talked about this, right? Oh, nah, Jay-Z talked about this on this day. But when we don't know, because you won't speak, when you have allegations like, hey, yo, Jay-Z got this kid pregnant, she had a son, he hasn't claimed the son because the chick was an underage chick that he got. When you have things like that coming out and you're going out of your way to avoid a DNA test, like out of your way, like you are spending millions of dollars in lawyer fees to stop this kid from getting a DNA test from you, because things like that make you look crazy. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do y'all think about this? But do y'all feel like, these rumors are credible? Right? Do y'all believe the tip hotline that came in? Do y'all believe Nicki Minaj? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here to watch me expose the biggest view botter on YouTube. I'm going to see you guys in this video here. Also, if you enjoy my videos, please send a hype to this video to help me push it in the algorithm. Sending hypes is really how you help small creators, so please send a hype to this video. I'm going to see you guys in this video right here, okay? I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
All right, so that is going to be the end of the video. I really think that Jay feels like he has to protect his brand. So that's why he's paying an egregious amount of money to keep all of this stuff away from him. That's why he's not speaking on it for the most part, because it's like, why do I have to? You know what I mean? Like if I start speaking on my past and things that I've done, that's going to very much hurt the woman that I'm dealing with, because now it's going to be like, oh, well, did you know about this? You've been dealing with him for however many years and you never said anything. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they have a lot to lose, you know what I mean? So they are not going to come off of their high horse to speak on all of these allegations. And again, I'm not trying to caper anything like that. Am I a supporter of Jay's music? Of course. I've been listening to Jay-Z since 97, since the Streets is Watching CD. So, yeah, I am a supporter of the music. But just based off of like the posts that people are putting up, like, come on, fam. Like the dates, the years, the ages don't even match up. And then if you just look at the photos, all the clues are there. He's wearing Rockaway clothes. Rockaway didn't come out till 1999. Aaliyah was of age. You know what I'm saying? So what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure before she was of age, her and Jay-Z were not in the same rooms. Now, the Foxy Brown thing, yeah, but clearly she was with it. And I'm not saying it's right, but the next thing would be, where the hell were her parents? If she was underage, where was her mom and her dad to keep her out of these areas. She was outside. She was in the street. You know, not in that way, but she was moving with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We did some really good numbers on that last video. You know, we was all chopping it up. You know, I got me a little community going on here. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let me know what y'all think. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you. Please continue to make sure you watch these videos and support your boy. Make sure you like, sub to the channel. And yeah, we out to the next video, y'all.